10 is Paulo Neuenheimer. Paulo. 11, Rodrigo de Carvalho Arau. 12 is Amore Viana. 13, one of the big men for Brazil, Leandro de Miranda. 14, Marcos Sanchez, who's their leading scorer. And 15 is Junior, Gelson da Silva Jr. And the coach of Brazil is Thiago Jose Franck. And now the team from Turkey. Number 1 is Kaan Safak. Number 3, Kaan Dale. Number 5, the captain, Özgür Gürbalak, one of the top all-round players in this tournament. Number 7, Ugur Toprak. Number 9, Dennis Ajar. Number 10, Cem Jasinski. Number 11, Fikri Gunduku. Number 13, Yazin Chirgaoglu. Number 15, Salim Sayak. Number 35 is Ferik Gumush. Number 77, Ismail R. And number 99, Ibrahim Yavuz. The coach of Turkey is Taşetin Chipa. And now, with the teams lined up on the court, we'll have the national anthems, beginning with the Brazilian anthem, the Hino Nacional. And now the national anthem of Turkey, the İstiklal Marşı, the Independence March. The Independence March was adopted in 1921 by Turkey, and the music was written in 1930. Players now, the Turkish team filing past and greeting the officials for the match, and then they move on to exchange gifts with the players from Brazil, asking what their numbers are, because they have it lined up by whose numbers are whom, and you can see the Brazilian warm-ups have no numbers, so the players have to make sure that their gift goes to the right counterpart. The referees for this match, the referee is Sebastian Gauthier, and the umpires are Thomas Payet and Mati Quintana. And there is the team for Turkey. As I said, Gerbilak, one of the best all-around players in this tournament, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists per game. Ferret has come on strong. Ferret Gumur, she's known as Ferret, 10 points and 7 rebounds. They need more support, and they get it from their low pointers, Ismail R and Khan Daley. R is a 1.5 and Daley is a 2.0, and they're averaging 6 and 7 points respectively. That's what they need. For Brazil, well, the big shooter and scorer for the Brazilians is Sanchez, who's averaging 18.6 points a game, but the man that really is the key to their game is Leandro, number 13. 13 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists a game, and they need him to be sharp. Thiago Jose Franco has done a good job with this Brazilian team. Eric da Silva, the veteran player at 37, comes off the bench often, sometimes starts, 11 points a game. We'll get the starting lineups in just a moment. If you're wondering about the point system, I mentioned the players are rated. There's the starting lineup for Turkey: Daley, Ferret, Ajar, Sayak, and Gerbilak will be the starting team. And for Brazil, Duan, Eric, Paulo dos Santos, who's known as Jatoba, and Sanchez and Leandro. Turkey wound up in a three-way tie in Group A with Spain and Australia, and it was settled. They came out with the second seed, having beaten Spain, but lost to Australia by 2. Spain's 11-point win over Australia was the decider there. Brazil were 2 and 3 in their group, losing to the U.S., losing to Great Britain, and losing to Germany in a match that could have knocked Germany out of the quarterfinals, but beating Algeria and Iran by considerable margins. The point system, players are rated between 1 and 4.5. The higher the number, the lower the degree of impairment. And you have to have no more than 14 points on the court at any time. So you have to mix players by levels of impairment. And that's why what they call low pointers with great skills are extremely valuable in this game. Gerbilak will take the tap against Leandro. As I said, we'll call the Brazilian players. You see Eric in the starting lineup. We'll call the Brazilian players by the names on the backs of their jerseys, which are generally nicknames or first names, and not the usual last name. Leandro controls the tip to Eric, and Brazil come down in the yellow, Turkey in the white, and Eric goes straight for the hoop, high off the glass and misses, and Gerbilak gets his first rebound of the game. Nice job by Jatoba to cut him off. Jatoba again cutting him off. They know they have to control Gerbilak, and that's a great entry pass for Gerbilak to Ajar. He missed it, and Jatoba is coming down on the break, and he has to pull up as Ferret got back quickly to watch him, but Leandro came, and they got the mismatch there. Leandro cross court to Sanchez. Sanchez to Duan at the foul line. Duan's shot hits the rim and bounces out, and Ferret with the rebound. He's looking to get it up court quickly, and it comes to Gerbilak. Daley was the middleman in that transaction. Gerbilak looking for a foul as his chair got tangled up with Sanchez's chair. He gets the screen now from Ferret. Only 3 on the shot clock, but he's got time to get it off, and there's a foul inside. And the foul is going to be on Duan. just reaching in on Gerbalak at the last second as he was about to get that shot off. But the clock was going down. He had to rush the shot anyway. First shot misses. You see the Brazilian fans. Another good crowd here at the Rio Olympic Arena. The site of all the knockout competition, quarterfinals, semifinals, classification matches, and medal matches during the preliminary rounds. The games were played both here and at the Carioca Arena 1, which is one of the sites of Olympic basketball. That great pass by Eric to Sanchez, and Sanchez takes his time to come in from the side, get the angle for the layup, and it's 2-1 Brazil, a minute and a half gone in the first quarter. This is the biggest arena in Rio, built for the Pan American Games in 2007. Another good pass. Gerbalak to Sayak, but Sayak was short on the shot, and Brazil cleared out quickly. They like to run. They had almost 20 fast break points a game. They try to come down quickly. Turkey, on the other hand, 61% of their points came in the paint in the preliminary round. 6 on the shot clock now. Jatoba from the outside, and it's short. Hits nothing but net. And Turkey will inbound the ball. 2 minutes gone in the game. Ajar to Gerbalak. Ferret. That's a long pass, but accurate to Gerbalak, and Gerbalak is fouled again, this time by Jatoba. Not a shooting foul. So Turkey will inbound. Shot clock, 24-second shot clock resets to 14 for Turkey. Ferret now well outside. Over to Gerbalak. He's got Eric on him. Gets past Eric, puts the pass in again for Dale, and Dale couldn't get the shot away. It was partially blocked. Jatoba, backhand pass to Eric. Neatly done. Eric right up to Leandro. It's 2-on-3 though. Leandro now 1-on-1 with Ferret. Gets it into Sanchez. Sets a pick on Ajar. He gets away from Ajar, comes around to Eric. Eric's off the rim, and the rebound is taken by Jatoba right back to Eric. And again, Leandro has set the pick on the other side. Up top to Jatoba, good pass inside to Eric. He misses the shot. He's got his own rebound, and the second try won't go in either. The rebound is tipped away from him by Gerbalak, and Gerbalak comes down for Turkey. Again, Sayak, they connect, and Jatoba knocks it away and out of bounds. So that's 3 times now Gerbalak has passed to Sayak, and they haven't got a basket out of it yet. But that was a great defensive play there. Look at that clean, just a clean strip of the ball. No contact at all, just hand on ball. Gerbalak now. Outside. He's going to launch a 3. Hits the rim and goes off. Ferret chases the rebound down, but it goes off his hand and out of bounds. And it will go over to Brazil. Still only 2-1 with 3.5 minutes gone in the first period. A little bit of pressure by Turkey. They break it with Leandro in the forecourt. And the blocking foul is on Jatoba. That's his second of the game. He was trying to set up the screen for Leandro. Hit Sayak with his chair and drew the foul. 3 fouls on Brazil, none yet on Turkey. Gerbalak, good pass inside to Sayak. A great dump. Sayak with a great look, and he gave it over. Excuse me, Dale gave it over to Sayak. I'm getting ahead of myself. Dayak gave it over to Salek, and Salek with the basket. It's 3-2 Turkey. inside to Leandro. Can he make space for himself? He leans out of the chair, doesn't get a good shot away, and the rebound comes to Ferret. And Ferret is fouled by Leandro, and that's the 4th team foul on Brazil, and we're still not halfway through the first quarter. Gerbalak. Dallet setting the screen for him. Ferret, and that shot was blocked by Eric. The rebound by Dallet. It was tipped away from him by Leandro, and Turkey will keep possession, but with only 11 on the shot clock. Look at that, another clean block, this time by Leandro. Good pass, and this time no mistake by Dallet. 4th try lucky, and he gets the basket. It's 5-2. Jatoba into Sanchez. Dallet was right there defending, and Sanchez could not get a good shot off. Ajar now up to Ferret, and he's got Dallet laying it in on the fast break, and well, Brazil's the team with the fast break points, but right now Turkey beating them down the court. And Dallet has 2 quick baskets in a row, and Brazil need a timeout just after the 5-minute point of the first quarter. Turkey lead Brazil 7-2.
Como o Doa está fazendo com 35, bota ele 35. Marcos controla o primeiro bloqueio. Lan, controla essa terceira linha. Jato desce e Eric desce. Beleza? Isso aqui, ó. Controla esse meio. Esse primeiro passe aqui é teu. Você desce. Linha de bola. Aí eu passo, desce.
Well, usually the fast break is Brazil's tactic, but Turkey with Dallet getting away quickly, got 2 in a row, and they now lead Brazil 7-2, halfway through the first quarter. Early stages yet. Eric Da Silva. The veteran of the team, Sursu, and Jatoba are older than he is. Jatoba's 43, and Jatoba's the captain for today's game. And there's Eric with the open shot, and he doesn't hit. Rebound went past Leandro, and it's taken by Ajar for Turkey, up to Gerbalak. Now they're letting play go on. It's unusual. And Gerbalak off the glass, soft shot off the glass is good, and it's 9-2. But Dallet couldn't get up in his chair, and it's unusual that they play around him in the forecourt. We have seen play stopped in the front court when it's a player all the way in the backcourt who's down with no one around him. So that was a bit unusual. Junior is coming in along with Amori. Amori number 12, Junior number 15 for Brazil. Junior's presence gives them a slightly bigger look inside. And right away they go inside to Leandro, but he misses, and Ferret gets the rebound. And the foul is going to be on Sayak, who was blocking Sanchez. And that's the first team foul on Turkey. Brazil get possession now. 4 minutes to play, 9-2. Turkey lead. Jatoba. The inbounds pass goes over Sanchez's head and right back to Turkey. Will inbound on the other side with Dale. No, he won't. Sayak will inbound on the other side. One umpire has overruled the other. So Brazil with Amori and Junior in, going with a slightly bigger lineup, but nobody has defended down deep. Sayak couldn't get the layup to roll, but Dale has come up with the ball and back out to Gerbalak. And there's a whistle. So Sayak missed the shot. Leandro with the rebound, and Dale stole the pass right back. And he's fouled by Junior. And with Brazil in the penalty situation, that was the 5th team foul. He will shoot and make the first. Dale, winner of the Bruce Springsteen lookalike contest in the basketball tournament. This is the second shot. It's 10-2. Nice pick by Ferret. Good pass inside to Dale. That shot misses, but Ferret with the rebound puts it in, and it's 12-2. Ferret's the hard worker inside for Turkey. They don't have a classic big man, but Leandro so far has not been a factor for Brazil. But that's why they put Amore into the lineup, and he hits the shot. It is 12-4 with 3 minutes to play. And Ferret going for the hoop, gets the high pass, can't hang on to it. He's bumped by Sanchez, and then Sanchez will get the foul on the second try as he knocks Sayak over, as Sayak was chasing the loose ball. Fouls. He wants the ball dried off, basically. And Gerbalak really does play a captain's role. It's been fun to watch in the whole series, how encouraging he is to his teammates. Sometimes driving them, but you never get that, as sometimes you get with star players, that sort of disappointment when, you know, why aren't you doing what I do or whatever. He really does seem to just push the whole team forward, leading by example. Second shot misses, and the rebound to Sanchez, and that's stolen. The pass is stolen again, and it's finished by Dale. The steal was by Gerbalak, and look at those guys, Dale and Sayak. This has been a dream start for Turkey, and just a horrible one for Brazil. They need another timeout. Brazil already with 4 turnovers in this period. Brazil are shooting right now 2 out of 12 from the floor. Turkey 6 out of 12 from the floor. And it'll be interesting to see at the quarter break what the points from turnovers are. So Coach Frank, you know, you can tell, look at the faces of the Brazilians. It's not, this isn't tactics, it's not strategy. What it is they're being outplayed. And I get the sense from the look at the faces on the Brazilian players that that's exactly what Coach Frank was telling them. They're not getting the ball inside to Leandro. Sanchez has taken two shots. Leandro has taken 2 shots, hasn't made either. Together they're 1 for 4. But Eric had 5 shots, missed all of them. Just a horrible start for Brazil. Jatoba, now that's a good feed, and that's an even better one from Sanchez, and that's what Brazil has to do. Jatoba with that beautiful bounce pass to Sanchez, and Sanchez just backhanded it right over to Leandro for the easy layup. That's where Brazil's strength lies, inside, and that's what they've got to do to take advantage of it. Good pass to Ferret, and he makes the short shot. That was a good look by Ajar. So nice passing at both ends of the court as we hit the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. Sanchez trying to come down quickly, and Dale's hand was up for the foul before the whistle even blew. I think he wanted the foul. He didn't want Sanchez getting past him, although there were other Turkish players back in the defensive end. Only the second team foul. And we saw during the Olympic basketball tournament, a common tactic became to give those fouls when you had them to give, simply to stop the other team coming down, not necessarily on a break, but just quickly. Now there's another open pass, but Jatoba misses inside, but Leandro with the offensive rebound. Shot clock resets to 14 on the new possession. Amori, and he made his first shot when he came in, misses his second, but there's the rebound, and Junior puts it in. Better stuff from Brazil, crashing the offensive boards, and it's 17-8, minute and a half to play. Oh, a good pass to Ferret. Ferret falling backwards. That is a fadeaway jumper. And Ferret puts it in, 19-8. And just going in reverse there to stay up with Leandro. But now Brazil, well, they could have come down, but Ferret got back quickly. They could have come down 4-on-3. Junior sets the pick. And it won't fall for Sanchez. Ferret clears the boards. Dale gets knocked down. And then there's a foul. So that's the second time now, Dale. Has been down. There was no foul, that's for sure. This one going the other way, but the timeout taken by Turkey, and I think they just stopped the clock to pick Dale up. Whether the hand was referee's hand was clenched to a fist, which generally indicates a foul.
Topların hepsini Özgür çıkartıyor. İsmail, Cem, Ferit, Fikri. Fikri tersten gelip tekrar tutabilirsin. Kafayı kaldırın. Ferit'e bakın.
It's interesting here because Brazil was the team that came in with a lot of fast break points, over 19 a game. But if Brazil was going to try to crash the offensive boards, the opportunity for fast break points for Turkey would increase. With Leandro and Junior, Amori, and Sanchez, they've got a fairly big lineup in there, and Ferret is really the only big man in there for Turkey. They can bring Jasinski in, and in fact they have brought Jasinski in, along with Fikri, and R has come in for Sayak. That's R on defense there, and he's going to pick up the foul as he crashed into Sanchez. So Fikri Gunduku is in. So they've countered with big men. Jasinski is probably their biggest player. Here, number 10. And he's coming inside. Junior taking the shot from the foul line, but it's short. There were a couple left on the shot clock, and the ball goes over to Turkey with just 29 seconds to go. It's always a good tactic, especially with the lead. If you're going to rest players, if you wanted to rest your big men or whatever, you take them out with a minute or a minute and a half to go. Ferret hangs on to the ball, nearly stolen away from him by Sanchez. You give him that extra time. and it's an offensive foul. So R has come in and picked up 2 quick fouls as he was moving, as he tried to set that pick for Gerbalak. 16 seconds remaining now. Brazil can work for a last shot in the quarter if that's what they want to do. It's 4 team fouls on Turkey, so if they foul in these last 16 seconds, the foul would be shot. Leandro conserving time by not touching the ball. The clock doesn't start till he does touch it. And now Leandro on the outside. They want to get him into the hoop. It's 8 on the shot clock. Junior spinning around. Leandro, there's nobody inside. And the shot rimmed out by Jatoba, but it wasn't the best shot they would have wanted for the last shot of the period. And Brazil coming on and getting a few points toward the end of this period to get back in the game. But what a great first quarter by Turkey. And at the end of one quarter, Turkey lead Brazil 19-8. And really the interesting thing I want to see from the statistical breakdown, the shooting, as you know, is going to be all in Turkey's favor. Brazil have been shooting horribly so far in this game. And the first quarter, my guess would be around 20%, and that's about what it is, 21%. Turkey at 57. Points from turnovers, it's only 5-0. I thought it might have been more than that, but the odd thing is the 13-9 rebounding edge for Turkey when Brazil have the bigger lineup, and of course Leandro in the middle, who all by himself averages 10 and almost 11 rebounds a game. So the domination of Turkey not fully reflected in those stats, but it is reflected, and they are dominant at the moment, leading Brazil 19-8. Turkey lead Brazil 19-8 after one quarter of play here in the quarterfinals of men's wheelchair basketball at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games here at the Rio Olympic Arena. The possession arrow is pointing in Turkey's direction, and they will inbound to begin the second quarter. Couldn't have played much better than they did in that first quarter. Gerbalak and Ferret remain in the game. They've been in the whole way. Jasinski is in, as is Gunduku, and wow, start things off with a bang. Gerbalak, the captain, well, he hasn't had to carry them through this game, but he starts off with the three-pointer. 6 for him on the day, 22-8 now. And it's the same lineup for Brazil that ended the first quarter, with the extra size in the form of Junior. And Jatoba, with Junior setting the screen for him, hits the 2. It's 22-10 now. So Brazil may have found their shooting range. Gerbalak, Ferret in the paint, and he swishes. 24-10. I love the Born to Be Wild tattoo with the cards and the dice. Sanchez needs some help. Over to Junior at the foul line. Back to Jatoba. His shot is off the rim, and Ferret rebound. Nobody for Brazil under. Strange that they're sitting outside. They need to get Leandro closer to the basket. Would be my preference for strategy here. Gerbalak thought about the 3, and the foul off the ball there. Jatoba drew the foul. It could be on Ferret, who was trying to set up a screen, and it is on Ferret. That's his first, and the team's first in this quarter. Leandro now. He's got Amori in front of him. He shoots from the outside and hits. It's a 2. He was over the 2-point line, but Leandro drills it through, and it's 24-12. the whistle from Gerbilak. You need a dribble after 2 pushes. He goes inside to Ferret. Ferret one-hands it. Can he get his own rebound? He can't, but he tips it away to Gunduku. Gunduku is still underneath, and Ferret spinning around, and there's Chasinski inside. Assist to Gerbilak, basket by Chasinski. That's why they put him in, for the size inside, and Brazil left him alone. A good sequence there for Turkey. It's 26-12. Junior goes toward the paint now. Leandro again outside. Amori to Leandro at the foul line. Chasinski stopped him. Amori with the shot and misses, and Chasinski can chase the rebound down, lets it go out of bounds, and it goes over to Turkey. Good defense by Turkey now, but again, Leandro isn't of much use to them outside at the top of the key. Gerbilak. That was a nice pick by Ferret. And Gerbilak for 3 again. It's 29-12. So just as Brazil adjust inside, Gerbilak now punishes them with a couple of 3-pointers, and the lead is up to 17 with 6:50 to play in the half. Good double teaming of Sanchez, but there's going to be a foul. And if that's on R, that's his 3rd. Me? It is on R, so that's his 3rd. But and now Amori comes out, Eric comes in, Junior comes out, and Dwan comes back in. Look at that, they got 3 in the screen at the line. Sanchez moves past Dwan, and he tried to back pass it just as the 24-second buzzer was going, and on the break, it's an easy basket for Gunduku, and he and Jatoba collide, gets his chair back up. Gunduku comes back in. Another pass is blocked, and this one's picked up by Chasinski ahead to Ferret, who actually blocked the pass in the first place, and he gives it over to Gerbilak. Just under 6 minutes now to play in the half. Eric comes out high to defend Gerbilak. Now Sanchez. Gerbilak spins away from him. 7 on the shot clock. And inside is Ferret. He went to the basket. Gerbilak saw him, the assist and the basket for Ferret. And Turkey is taking them apart like clockwork. Dismantling Brazil's defense. Sanchez now. Well, he had the shot, didn't take it. Again, Leandro sitting outside. Sanchez on the baseline, shoots and misses, and the rebound to Gerbilak. And Sanchez puts his hand up because the wheels come loose, and we've got a stoppage of play while they address that. Dwan coming back to help wheel him off. So for Turkey, Toprak is coming in. Junior comes back in for Brazil for Eric. So they replace Eric. Basically, the exchange originally was Amori for Eric, and then Eric for Amori, better shooters. But Junior, who's got more size and more muscle inside, replaces him. So they go with the 2 bigs with Junior and Leandro. See if that works defensively in particular. Turkey's done a great job of sending cutters through the paint. Ferret now at the foul line all alone and misses, and Junior pulls down the rebound. And gives it to Jatoba. Jatoba wheeling up quickly. He's turned aside. The pass came back. It actually deflected off the chair of Jasinski, and now there's a foul. No, it was just another chair. Let's see. Oh, a little face rake by R on his teammate's face. But Gunduku is okay. Gerbalak with the double spin. Spins back again. Two come out on him. When two come out on him, someone's got to be open, and it is Gunduku, and he puts in the shot. Still favoring that eye, but he banks it in. It's 35-12. And well, someone's put a pin in the balloon and popped it for the crowd here. You can hear the Turkish fans shouting defense, but there's nothing from the Brazilians now. Sanchez couldn't get a shot away. Junior with the screen from Sanchez, and it won't go, and the rebound by Toprak. And Toprak will bring it up to R, to Jasinski. Gerbalak, R, Jasinski, inside all alone is Gerbalak. Nobody bothered to pick him up. And you see there Junior, and they basically sucked the Brazilian defense up toward the foul line, and then Gerbalak, who was on the right side, just simply snuck in toward the basket, got the pass, and an easy layup. Jatoba for three, hits the front rim. The rebound by Toprak. Gerbalak a little behind the back action. Tries to go inside, and it's deflected, but it's knocked away by Gunduku. Shot clock down to 6. Gerbalak taking a couple of bumps, and all alone inside. Missing the layup, though, was Gunduku. But again, they work. Brazil overplaying on the outside, and it's going to be a foul reaching in. Well, we're pointing at Gerbalak for the foul, but it was certainly Jasinski reaching in. Gerbalak is going to give the umpire a little bit of advice. Oh, I see what it is. It's an unsportsmanlike foul, and Gerbalak is arguing that it shouldn't be an unsportsmanlike foul because Gerbalak was back. Sanchez would still have to get past Gerbalak. Usually you'll see the unsportsmanlike call if you foul someone who's got a clear path to the basket, what they used to call a professional foul in football. And Gerbalak's argument was that he was sitting there waiting for Sanchez, so it couldn't be a unsportsmanlike foul. The result is Brazil will get the 2 shots and keep possession. I think in this case I agree with Gerbalak. He was in position to defend Sanchez. There was no urgency in the sense of stopping him, and Jasinski was going for the steal. He thought the ball was available there. So it was certainly a foul on Jasinski, but making an unsportsmanlike foul, well, was harsh. Sanchez now with the shot, and he hits it. So he's come up with 3 quick points for Brazil. It's 37-16 with 2.5 to play in the half. R. Sanchez. And now the crowd comes alive again as Sanchez takes the ball away from R, and R gets his 4th foul. Called for an offensive foul. And watch, he's saying Sanchez was holding him. And well, we couldn't see it because it would have been before that. And Turkey, quite wisely, I think, take a timeout in this situation. Just let things calm down a little bit. And in this quarter, Brazil have yet to commit a foul or be called for one. Star's still complaining about that call, and I think with some justification. Well, actually, you know, there's a little bit more vindication because that foul was not a good foul. And I thought he had reached in toward the ball, but he was actually reaching in on the arms and then trying to pull back for the ball. And I have a little bit more sympathy for the call now, having seen that on the replay. And apologies for the criticism of the referees. It still may be slightly harsh, but nowhere near as harsh as I thought it was. Yet he was not really playing the ball at all. Jatoba inside spinning. Oh, and the pass was just a little bit too high for Junior. It was a good look. Junior would have had the easy shot. And Brazil applying a bit of pressure now. And Gerbalak wants to inbound it himself. Toprak. Oh, that's nicely done. But the layup won't go for Dale, and Brazil coming back quickly, looking for fast break points with Junior. But Toprak was back, as was Sayak. Again, Junior, this time he controls the pass, and he gets the basket, and the foul will be on Toprak. It was a fairly hesitant foul by Toprak, but Junior now, take a look. Well, that contact, if there was any, was extremely minimal by Toprak. But Junior has a chance to complete a three-point play. And he misses. And the whistle, someone was in the lane early, is the call. You're not allowed to get into the lane until the ball has left the player's hands. That is a rule respected more in the omission than the commission. Everybody moves in, misses again, and Toprak with the rebound quickly dishes it back to Gerbalak. And Gerbalak comes up with Sanchez hitting his arm, and up to Dale. And that'll be a foul on Amori as he held Dale, who got around him. That's the first team foul on Brazil. And in this situation, it's worthwhile for Brazil to give a couple of fouls and just disrupt the Turkish offense. They've only got 12 on the shot clock now, so it'll make them work harder. 4 points. And Gerbalak inbounds to Sayak. Well, we'll try that one again. Gerbalak inbounds to Sayak. This time it works. Nearly lost the pass to Ferret. And he throws it high for Gerbalak. Gerbalak off the glass and in with 3 on the shot clock. 39-18. Sanchez now. It's like he's been re-energized here in the second quarters. Stops for the shot. Ajar. Dale, Ajar again, Maul defending him, and Sanchez just keeps going. He threw the paint and puts the basket in. It's 39-20 now. And Brazil again with defensive pressure. Up to Ajar. Leandro knocks the ball away from him. And there's another whistle for backcourt. As Ajar passed it back, and Gerbalak wasn't fully over the half-court line. So Jatoba will inbound with a minute to go. Junior getting out of trouble. Good pass, but Sanchez couldn't control it. He went off of Gerbalak, and Brazil will inbound with 15 seconds on the shot clock. all the way out to Junior with Amori setting the screen for him. Junior to Sanchez, drops it to Jatoba. Leandro shooting the fadeaway. It goes in and out, and Ferret with the rebound for Turkey. Junior smashes into him. Up to Ajar. Taken away from him by Sanchez. Sanchez, it hit the back line and went out of bounds. So with 30 seconds left, Turkey will try this again. Brazil putting the pressure on. Dele brings it up without Dele. Oh, he's got a good screen there. Cross court to Gerbalak, off the glass, doesn't go. Leandro with the rebound. Leandro's arm is hit as he threw the pass downfield. And Jatoba couldn't hang on to that one. 3 seconds left. Can they get the shot away? Ajar doesn't even bother. And this half will end. What a half it was. Brazil getting back into the game with ferocious defense, but they still trail by 19 at the half. And for Turkey, everything was still working right until those last 2 or 3 minutes when Brazil really had to increase the defensive pressure. The score at the half, Turkey 39, Brazil 20. And if we take a look at the statistics for the half, Brazil's shooting started to come alive in that second quarter. They're up from 20% to 30%, but the Turks are still shooting at 60%. They're getting good shots, plus you've got 2 out of 3 three-pointers from Gerbalak. 21-13, the rebounding advantage, and points from turnovers now favors Turkey 11-2. The turnovers are not that unequal, 10-8, but the points from turnovers favor Turkey 11-2, and between the shooting and the turnovers, that's why they lead at the half. Turkey 39, Brazil 20. Welcome back to men's wheelchair basketball quarterfinal matchup at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games, and at the half, Turkey lead Brazil 39-20. I expect that what we will see here in the third quarter is a resumption by Brazil of the pressing defense by which they climbed back somewhat into this game after Turkey had burst out to a big advantage early on, at one point leading by as much as 22-8. Now it is 39-20, and it's going to be an uphill battle for the Brazilians. They will inbound to start the third period, the possession arrow pointing in their way. Chatoba, Sanchez, who was their high scorer in the first half with 8, he came alive. They leave Junior in the lineup, and Amori, and of course Leandro. And still we haven't seen Leandro. That pass knocked away by Dale for Turkey. He's in with Sayak, with Gerbalak, Ferret, and Ajar, the same lineup that started the game for them. And the 24-second shot expires. The Brazilians looking for the foul but don't get it, and they start the game with a turnover. But Chatoba with the steal away from Sayak, and Gerbalak takes it away from him, so steal back. And Sayak now has it in the front court with a good pass for Dale. And Dale's going to wait for Gerbalak, who now heads down the other way because Brazil has a basket hanger, and with 6 on the shot clock, now they come up, and Gerbalak lets the shot go just ahead of the buzzer, and it goes out of bounds and over to Brazil. Leandro. And it's going to be Sayak with the foul, holding on to Junior. First team foul, first foul of the half. .14 on the shot clock, reset for Brazil. Sanchez over to Junior. His shot on the baseline is good. It's 39-22. First points of the half for Brazil. Gerbalak, they press him, but he gets it up to Sayak with a 3-on-2 now. Sayak crossed to Ferret. Ferret with a little 4-footer off the glass, and it's in. It's 41-22. They've been so good at doing that. And when Brazil obviously applying more pressure, they'll have more opportunities. Sanchez. Leandro and Sayak collided. Sayak went flying, and they let him set his chair up. You see how strongly the players are strapped into the chairs. So the chair, in effect, becomes a maneuverable part of the body. Sanchez, we saw that there, that move. And, well, Sayak had the hand in there. He got the ball. He may have also got the arm, though, and the shot clock expires. But Turkey putting the ball down for the fast break. And Dale, it's a Dale up, and it's good. And it's 43-22. Sanchez again weaving his way through defenders. Now Dale comes out on him. Good. Now there's where Leandro needs to be, in the paint, and he can't get the shot to go, but he gets his own rebound and gets it on the second try. 43-24. And Ferret just keeping ahead of Leandro, making it difficult for him to come up. Leandro, as Gerbalak passes to Ferret, and Ferret, well, he took advantage of that, came right down the lane unguarded and laid it in. It's 45-24. Sanchez all the way, end to end himself, and he lays it in. 45-26. Brazil swarming in the backcourt now. Gerbalak, Sanchez on him, passes up to Dale. Ajar, down to Sayak. Sayak loses it, it'll be out of bounds off Leandro, who had his hands up as if he hadn't touched it. And Turkey will inbound with 11 left on the shot clock. Dwan comes back into the game. And also into the game for the first time is Pedro Vieira. Foul. Well, there you see on Amori as he reached in on Dwan, made the contact with both hand and chair. On a delay, excuse me, not Dwan. As Dwan plays for Brazil. Ferret now, 9 on the shot clock. Inside all alone is Dele, takes it with one hand, puts it in with one hand. 4 minutes gone in the third quarter, and Turkey, the lead is back to 21, 47-26. Sanchez, nice pass up to Pedro. Here's Sanchez underneath. Oh, a good dish. Pedro back to Leandro. Leandro lays it in. This is the kind of stuff that they needed to be doing in the first half. Is it too late for them now? Leandro needs to be a presence inside. Gerbalak up to Ferret, takes it over his shoulder. Fakes the pass and sends it back out to Gerbalak with 13 on the shot clock. Sanchez trying to trap him. Ferret is looking at Ajar. Now he takes the shot himself and swishes it through. Ferret had 8 in the first half along with 7 rebounds. Gerbalak had 13 and 7 assists, and Dale with 7 was their third leading scorer. Up to Leandro to break the press. And Leandro wheels around Sayak, who was down. Gets himself up. And yeah, no foul there. I think Sayak was trying to draw a foul, in fact. Brazil inbound with 12 on the shot clock. Leandro outside. Back to Sanchez. He puts up a 3. It's going to be short. Just nicked the rim. Leandro gets the rebound, though. And there'll be the foul. Sanchez, you see that athletic ability, though, as Sanchez spun in the air and let the shot go. Now, I think that shot actually, I think the shot before that actually did nick the rim and should have had a clock reset, but it didn't. So there's only 1 second. There was only 1 second on the clock before the foul on Jasinski was called. And well, it should have been. In and out for the second shot. Jasinski with the rebound for Turkey. Brazil with some pressure, but they break it up to Ferret. And again, a player is down. So at the moment, Turkey playing 4-on-5 with Gerbalak. Sanchez on him. The pass was a little too far for Ferret. The shot clock was about to expire anyway. And with 4:14 to play in the third quarter, Brazil will inbound, trailing by 20, 49-29. Leandro up to Sanchez, and Gerbalak cuts him off. Ferret comes over to the other side. Sanchez, though no one was looking, Gerbalak was busy directing traffic. He dished it to Pedro. He missed. Leandro missed and was tapped out of bounds and goes over to Turkey. Game's getting a little sloppy at this point, but Brazil having to apply maximum pressure to try to get back into the game. Gerbalak trying to get past Amore. Now Dwan comes out to pick him up. Shot clock's down to 8 already. Gerbalak, Dwan on him, pass to Ferret. Ferret puts the shot off the glass and misses. Leandro with the rebound, and look at Sanchez dribble through, and that'll be a foul on Jasinski. But look at the way Sanchez dribbled through those defenders. Come on. It was a pretty deliberate foul, and they're just picking Jasinski up now. That's the third team foul. Nice pass to Sanchez. He's got Leandro coming across. Leandro at the foul line. Back to Owen. Pedro couldn't get it to go, but he gets the rebound back out, tips it to Sanchez. Cross court to Leandro. Up to Dwan. Dwan looking. Again, Pedro in the paint. Pedro puts it high off the glass, but there's a foul, and he will shoot 2. The foul was on Jasinski. That's his 3rd and the team's 4th. Well, Yavuz is about to come in, and Delay will come back in with him. Pedro misses the second. It's 49-30 with 3 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter as Gerbalak brings the ball up. Ferret setting the screen for him. Nice pass inside. Ferret now, good pass to give him the shot, but he misses the shot, and Pedro with the rebound. Sanchez, Leandro coming up 2-on-2. Sanchez turns around as Gerbalak makes it 2-on-3. Can he get a screen? No, not there, but it goes cross to Leandro. Good pass to Amore. Amore quickly puts it in. 49-32. The lead cut to 17 now by Brazil. Gerbalak swings over. Gets past Amore. Drops it. And it's going to be an offensive foul. Bit of dramatic refereeing there. Well, that wasn't a foul. It was only the arm. Ibrahim Yavuz into the match, along with Kaan Delay. And well, they've sorted the foul out. They're in the penalty situation. The foul was called against Gerbalak in the end. That's his 2nd. And Amore will shoot for Brazil. The offensive foul was on Gerbalak. Mori misses the second. Yavuz with the rebound. Up to Ferret. Delay gives it to Gerbalak. He's going to wait for Yavuz, who Amori is cutting off from coming down court. And there's the open pass, and it won't go for Gunduku. Gunduku and Sanchez beating him down the court. Sanchez looking for Leandro, and the pass goes off Leandro. If you saw Coach Frank, on the other side, it was as if he were making the call. Gerbalak to Ferret. Yavuz moves in front of him. Ferret goes around. Sets up. And it's going to be a 3-second violation on Ferret before anything else happened. And the ball will go over to Turkey with 1:25 to play in the third quarter. And you see Sanchez helping the officials make that call with 3 fingers up. Leandro up to Sanchez, so quick and maneuverable in that chair. Dallé knocked the ball loose, but Sanchez gets it up to Leandro on the outside. Gets himself in position in the lane and banks it in. Worked hard for that one. 49-34 now. They've cut the lead to 15. Dallé goes across the line, and there's a whistle in the backcourt. Foul will be on Dwan. And that's only the team's second. Coach Frank giving one of the officials a little bit of appreciation. Gerbalak. Oh, that's a good pass. And Yavuz makes no mistake with the layup, and it's 51-34. Sanchez now back at pace for Brazil. Got the screen, but the shot was short. Gerbalak gets the rebound with 20 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. They can work for the last shot if they like, and Gerbalak will hold things up and actually signals a play. Yavuz comes over. Ferret comes out and gives him the screen. Ferret breaks for the hoop. Yavuz is open inside. Ferret gets him the ball. Yavuz can't get the shot away, and it goes out of bounds with 1.6 seconds remaining. Yavuz, well, he wanted the foul, obviously. And the buzzer beater by Gerbalak makes it 53-39. So after a good run by Brazil, who had taken a few points off the lead, a couple of late buckets by Turkey restores the lead to what it was at halftime, 19 points, and Turkey lead Brazil 53-34 after 3 quarters. It was an even quarter, 14-14. And now if we take a look at the statistical breakdown after 3 quarters, the shooting still favoring Turkey, although Brazil's is coming up slightly, and points from turnovers still favoring Turkey, although the turnovers themselves are equal, and Brazil getting back into the rebounding battle, which is the big thing. 8 offensive rebounds, up from I think it was just 3 in the first half. And that makes a huge difference for Brazil. But having played much better in this quarter, it wound up being an even quarter at 14-14. The lead stays at 19. At the end of 3, it's Turkey 53, Brazil 34. So 1 quarter to go now. 4th quarter about to begin with Turkey having the possession arrow in their favor and inbounding. They lead Brazil by 19, 53-34. Dale, another good entry pass from Ferret for him, but Dale couldn't get the shot to go. Sanchez comes down. Now they've got to score quickly and then apply pressure. Eric is back in the game. A few threes wouldn't hurt. Sanchez down to Leandro in the paint. 7 on the shot clock. Leandro with great lean, uses the glass and it goes in and out. Tough break for Leandro. That was a great effort to lean to his left and then bank the shot in. Ferret, though, on the other end. Leandro couldn't get back in time, and Ferret puts the layup in. Takes a little bump from Leandro and looks at the referee, who didn't make any call. Let that one go. 21 points the lead, a minute gone in the 4th quarter. Eric. It's got to be urgency for Brazil now. Jatoba, he pulls on the brakes but doesn't shoot. Out in the corner for Sanchez, and he's got Yavuz on him, and the shot clock expires. Exactly what cannot happen when you're down by a big margin. You've got to get shots away quickly, and you can't have 24-second violations. Yavuz has got to be one of the bigger and stronger players in this tournament. I think they were talking about the clock stopping ahead of schedule, was what Coach Chipa was saying. Good Gerberak, back to Delay, he misses. Eric with the rebound, up to Leandro. Leandro spinning. Eric sets a little screen for him. Cross court to Sanchez. Leandro going into the paint. Sanchez looks for Leandro. He's got the ball, and it's tipped away from him by Delay. And now we've got a 2-man break with 2 Brazilians chasing. Delay can't get down, but Yavuz can, and Yavuz lays it in. It is 55-37. Sanchez into the paint. Good pass to Eric. Eric lays it in. Better stuff. 57-36 now. Dale up to Yavuz. Sanchez can't get the ball away from him. He's too strong. Gerberak on the baseline. Dale pass to Yavuz. He doesn't make the layup. Eric takes the rebound away. Up to Leandro. Coming down quickly now, 3-on-1. Jatoba, back to Leandro. Leandro off the glass, misses. Yavuz tipped the rebound away to Ferret, and Ferret up to Gerberak. And Gerberak quickly to Gunduku. Oh, great pass from Dele. Gunduku can't get it to drop. And Yavuz up in the air, out of the chair with the steal. He took the whole thing off the ground to pull that ball down. Watch this maneuver. Up in the air and into Jatoba's lap. It's an amazing bit of athletic ability. The foul was on Jatoba. Ed Jr. is in the game now for Leandro. That's him, number 9. And the foul is on Gunduku. Jatoba. Gerbilak, I think, is still talking to the officials down the other end of the court. Now he comes back. And Duan was blocking him all the way down. Sanchez with the basket for Brazil. R comes back into the game. Yavuz goes out. Jasinski comes in. So R for delay and Jasinski for Yavuz. Ferret now. Ed Jr. And Ed Jr. is called for the foul. That's pretty simple call. Only the team's second. Gerbilak inside, and the easy bucket for Jasinski. Great pass. Jasinski had position inside and put it in. It's 59-38 now, inside of 6 minutes to play. Sanchez. Well, they give him the three. It's 59-41. It's what they need. And that'll be a foul on Jatoba. I think that's his fourth, if I'm not mistaken. It is his fourth. Only the team's third. And well, you saw the contact. Eric nearly gets the ball away from Gerbilak. Ed Jr. comes over. R collects the pass. Ferret inside for Jasinski. Jasinski makes a little room for himself and lays the bunny in. 61-41 as we approach the halfway point of the fourth quarter. Eric up to Sanchez. Brazil needing to explode right now offensively. Sanchez moving in. What a great bit of maneuvering. Wheeling right through defenders, right past them and around them, and lays it in by himself. 61-43. Gerbilak now up in the forecourt, and he's tripped from behind by Eric. Sanchez, as you see, with 18 points. I like the way Eric got that hand up quickly. Leandro's back in the game. Ed Jr. goes out. Eric goes out. And Junior De Silva comes in. So Ed Jr.'s out and Junior is in. Under 5 minutes to play now, and Eric's foul was determined to be an unsportsmanlike one, and Gerbilak will shoot two. Makes them both, and Turkey will keep possession now with the lead up to 20 points, and looks pretty calm over in the Turkish rooting section. Inbound to Gerbilak. Dwan comes over to pick him up. He was looking at R under the basket. Ferret's shot was short, but Ferret comes up with the rebound and kicks it back out to Gerbilak. They don't need to rush. As we're at 4.5 minutes, they've got a 20-point lead. They can use the clock, and inside, And Jasinski was planted there like a tree, and he takes the pass from Gerbalak and puts it in. It's 22 now, 65 to 43 with just over 4 minutes to play in the game. And I think a little of the urgency has gone out of Brazil's play. Sanchez misses the three. Gerbalak with the rebound. Jasinski stolen away from him by Sanchez. Sanchez will left-handed layup, misses. Gerbalak takes that one away. And there you see your leading scorers for the game. Ferret with 16, Leandro with 10, Junior with 6, behind Sanchez's 18. Shot clock down to 6, and it comes away to Sanchez. Could have been a foul back there. Leandro now 2-on-1 with Ferret, passes across, and Gerbalak then took it right out of Junior's hands as Junior went for his second shot. And the layup doesn't go. That was a pretty, well, they can't get him up. And Gunduku is called for an offensive foul on Dwan. Well, it's an interesting call because he did crash into Dwan, but he was being fouled from behind as he did. And I thought that was where the foul would come, but you saw the referee indicating offensive foul. Anyway, they've got him back up, and some more substitutions coming in for Turkey. Chirgaglu is in, and Toprak is back in. Gerbalak comes out, and Gunduku is out as well. Junior, back to Jatoba. Back to Junior. Still good defense by the Turks. Leandro inside, banks it in for the basket. 65-45, 3 minutes to play. Dallet with the long pass. Jasinski drops it off for Toprak. Ferret, back to Toprak, 9 on the shot clock. Jasinski takes the long shot, and the rebound comes to Junior. The Turks will be content simply to use up as much of that 24-second clock as they can. Junior to Leandro, and it'll be a foul. Toprak didn't like that at all. And Leandro makes the next. officials are unstuck, and we're going again with just over 2 minutes to play. Ferret asking why, or why not, I suppose is more appropriate. And the 24-second clock expires. Brazil, though, have the ball, and they just bring it right back down with Sanchez. And there's a foul on the outside there with 1:52 to go. And Sanchez will go to the foul line. This is rebound to Jasinski. Delay now. He holds up and spins around. Toprak over to Ferret. 10 on the shot clock. And another foul for Sanchez for reaching in. This is, the crowd gives wild applause. This is the second. The crowd cheers again. Junior with the rebound up to Leandro. Sanchez brings it up. Sanchez fouled by Leandro. Junior cut off by Toprak quickly. 6 on the shot clock. Junior trying to make some room for the shot, and it won't go. And Dwan may win the chase for that loose ball, and does. Dwan to Jatoba now. Jatoba didn't want to go up against the big man. Kicked it outside, and Leandro hits from the outside. It's 65-49. And Brazil puts a bit of pressure on with 47 seconds to go. Leandro, and he hit Ferret. Ferret's grabbed his arm there. Turkey came up with the ball. Toprak, and that one's blocked by Leandro, and we'll go over to Brazil. And Ferret, you see he's got the elbow wrapped anyway. And there's a timeout by Brazil with 35 seconds left and down by 16. They're putting some freeze on his finger. May have jammed his finger there. But so now Coach Frank coming up with a strategy to get back 19 points in the next 35 seconds. Nice block by Leandro, and you see it hit Toprak's hand before it went out of bounds. The ball goes to Brazil. And Ferret is in some pain. And you can see R explaining what's wrong. I think he has jammed a finger. And he's a lefty, remember. Junior, his pass was deflected by Toprak, and Toprak picks it up. Up court. Jasinski Toprak, and Toprak will pass it to R, and they will just let the clock run out now. And the Turks will advance to the semifinals with a pretty impressive and dominant win over Brazil. They came out strong right from the start. They led 19-8 at the end of the first quarter. They built on that lead, and they come out with a 16-point victory. Turkey 65, Brazil 49, and Turkey's record goes up to 5-1 in the tournament, and they advance into the semifinals. Players congratulating each other at what did become at times a very chippy game. But in the end, it was the Turkish teamwork on offense, really, that did the best job for them. And Turkey 65, Brazil 49. Brazil never able to get the ball inside for damage, relying on outside shooting. They came out shooting cold from the outside. They couldn't get transition points, but Turkey could. And Turkey playing really well on the inside with their smaller players, getting them cutting through the lanes as the Brazilians came out to cover the Turkish threats. Well, the turnover battle was pretty even, but points from turnovers favored Turkey. Rebounding slightly favored Turkey. The biggest thing, though, was shooting. They were getting better shots, and they were making them. They were taking advantage of second shots. Brazil wound up with 9 offensive rebounds, but you wouldn't have known that if you had looked halfway through. And so Turkey advance into the semifinals. They will play the U.S., who beat Netherlands earlier in the day. The other semifinal will match up Spain against Great Britain. Great Britain having a surprisingly easy win over Australia, and Spain a good win over Germany. So Spain, Great Britain, and Turkey are all through. And Great Britain, the second place team to the U.S. in Group B, will be taking on Spain, the winner of Group A. So the Brazilian fans, well, it's a disappointing loss for them, but the atmosphere has been great for every session of basketball, and this one was no exception. With the Great Britain semifinal game against Australia, followed by Turkey, Brazil, the fans got a real feast of basketball. And for the Turkish fans, of course, there's something to celebrate. They are through to the semifinal. Well, man, that's the way it pans out. A win for Turkey puts them in the semifinals against the USA. The other semifinal will match up Spain and Great Britain. Great disappointment for the hometown fans from Brazil, but great joy from the Turks, who pull out a dominant victory. The final score, Turkey 65, Brazil 49.